to go back a second so we can, I'll just show y'all this effect again. So you find key light, and then just make sure you're clicked on the video, double click on it, and it'll add it to your effects. Okay, so see where it says screen color? Okay. You can use that little eyedropper tool to select any color. Okay, so you have a ton of color range in here. So you just gotta decide like what you want to keep and what you don't want to keep. And you can like totally Command Z this back. But let's say I kind of want to get rid of this like muddy green area here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this this eyedropper next to screen color, and I'm gonna select that color. And it's going to, oh my God, it's going to automatically get rid of that color and leave you with kind of this cool texture. And because my texture is moving, pretty cool, right? I don't know, makes me happy. With this effect, you can, if you select another color, it will put the other colors back just with this effect. So you might want to just like click around and see like what happens when you select different colors. It'll really change like how things work out for you. Okay, I'm on my project. I'm just gonna turn this effect off really quick. See where it says FX next, like where it says the actual effect, and then next to it is a little box that says FX. That's how you can turn off your effects. I just want to show you some of the other keying options. So let's just kind of play around with those. So you might want to just turn that one off. Does anyone need me to show you how to do that again? Okay, so right next to where it says the actual name of the effect, there's a little box here. It says FX. If you just click that, it'll just turn that effect off. You could also just delete it if you wanted to as well, just for the time being. Okay, so we're gonna open up keying. And as you see, there's a bunch more types of keys that we can use, okay? So let's just kind of play with some of them. So let's do this color difference key first. So go ahead and just get that one on your video, your image. Okay, and this one, as you see, this looks scary, but literally, y'all, how you use this is you just drag shit around. Like you literally just hover over these and see like, okay, what happens when I bring up the black? What happens when I mess with this? So really, you're just kind of messing with these numbers and colors until you get something that you like. So I'm actually pretty into what this looks like. Does that make sense? Like it doesn't really, I guess the moral of the story is it doesn't really have to make sense. Open up the effect, mess around with it, get it to do something that you want it to do. This one also has your key color, but you don't have to do that. You can just mess with these, and I came up with this like really interesting texture. So I'll turn this one off, and I'm just gonna add, let's try the color range one, the one that says color range. I'm gonna select that one, and I'm just turning off my other ones. And then again, you can do the same thing. So you can select like ranges of color, and I'm just kind of messing with, you know, the integers I have here, just to kind of see what it will look like. Cute. Let's give it more fuzziness, of course. Of course we want more fuzziness. Color space, let's see what that is. So if I just change these, I see some, you know, really different options here. Just keep messing with this. So again, this doesn't have to be like a super scientific process. Here we go. Okay, so I have like 3 effects on here. If I turn them all on, I'll probably have something like really wild that happens. So I have all of them on right now. Multiple. I'm gonna turn these 2 off. Okay, next thing I want to show you is just like using other effects. Okay, so let's say like, I'm really not into this brown. I really want this to be another color. We can go into, again, in your effects, we can go into color correction. Okay, and there's a bunch of different color, like there's so many different color correction things. So you can grab one and just mess around with it. But I like this tritone one. I think I demoed it the other day. So go ahead and find tritone. If you can't find it, just type it in, tritone, and it'll show right up. I'm going to pause here a minute just to kind of let everybody get caught up. Are we feeling okay? Is anyone feeling like totally lost? Okay. You ready for me to go into tritone? Ready for the tritone party? Okay. So I'll just go ahead and grab this, put it on my layer. Okay, here we go. So right now, here's the colors it's giving me. I have a highlight, a midtone, and a shadow. So I want my highlight maybe to stay white. Maybe I want to mess with this and put my midtone as black. And then maybe my shadows, maybe I want to turn them like bright red. Oh, ominous. Okay, and again, like even these whites, if you want to change these whites of color, just double click in that color space box and select your color. So now I have this like deadly Christmas. Okay, does that make sense to everyone? And if you're hitting a moment where like what's happening is that it's rendering as you're watching it, so you can pull it down, like you can pull down like to 1/3. It'll look a little pixelated, but okay, so then if you wanted, you can put, let's say we have another video and we do all of this stuff to it. I'm just going to duplicate this video. Let's pretend like this is a different video and like I did all these other effects to it. Let's go in here and maybe just make it some different colors just so we can kind of notice the difference. Ooh, we love a turquoise, yes. Let's get a yellow in there. Okay, so you can do some really interesting things here. So you can just like maybe offset it a little bit, right? So that you have this like, oh, I'm sorry, I just hit Command D. If you go into edit, you can copy and paste it too. I honestly don't know how to do it without the short code. So just Command D. So what I did here, view, I can do other things to this. I'll go into my transform. Maybe I'll turn the opacity down a little bit. I can rotate this. Let's say I rotate it like this, and then I'll just stretch it. Okay. If you want to mess with the speed, you just control click on the layer, go to time, and then do, You could do time stretch, or like you could time reverse the layer. So time stretch, you can say, so right now it's a 23-second clip. You can say, okay, I actually want it to be like 40 seconds. Or you can do the percentage. So now I have one clip that's moving. Okay. One other thing I want to show you, and then I'm just going to let you play, is I'm going to go next to this layer. Okay, so I'm going to collapse this. And if you go next to the layer, see where it says normal, normal, normal? Right here. These are your blend modes. Does everybody know what blend modes are? Have you used those in Photoshop or Illustrator? Anybody not know what blend modes are? So it's just a way that you can render the pixels so that like you can like see through them, and you can do like different effects so that like when you have layers, you can like have these different effects in how the layers like play together. So I'm just gonna toggle down on this normal here, and here's all the modes that we can use. So like maybe I'll try lighten. So see, I can start to see this like other layer coming through. Maybe I'll do like a color burn. Okay, so see how it sort of changes the way that these render together? If I do it on this one too, let's do like a, exclusion so that like my type can kind of come forward. So now I have this really interesting effect. Toggle the switches modes. Yes, thank you. Okay, so do y'all need me? Okay, so I am going to show you how to do this with the still image as well. Okay, because with the still image, and you can apply this to video too. So if you're working with video, you can just kind of I'll tell you when you can kind of pick up from this one. So with this one, I'm going to put my flaming Elmo friend over, so this is my static image. Oh, come on, Elmo. All right. So I got Elmo friend. I'm gonna mess with Elmo friend here. I'm gonna do that keying effect like we did before. So I kind of like this, how the color range one looked. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to keep this brief and do the key light one. Let's select the reds. Yes, yes. Okay, so what's going to happen is this is a still image, right? Okay. How can we get this image to animate? What can we do? Yeah, absolutely. You can also, absolutely. There's also always the stuff underneath here. So you can like scale it, rotate it, stuff like that. But yeah, I'm going to go into my distort, and let's try. Let's try a warp. I like a good warp. And my computer's mad. Okay. So what I can do, so I can maybe just kind of like keyframe this bend. So I turn the keyframe on. And then All right, so now I have this like very strange bendy Elmo. And then we can do maybe some noise and gain. So maybe I'll add like some grain, and grain means like it's going to give you like sort of like grainy kind of footage. So I'm just going to add some grain here, and I'll turn the intensity keyframe on, and maybe the size, and then I will just kind of really mess with this. And I think I need to, I'm not sure what that box is doing. I've never seen it do that before. Yes, wonderful. Thank you very much. What is this? You would think, right? Let's see. Yes, channel size. Oh, I think that's for the colors. Yeah, this one's being a little weird. I'm not sure. So when something doesn't do what I want, I delete it. Ooh, I love a turbulent noise. Yes, please. Okay, so this is under noise and noise and grain. I'm gonna do turbulent noise. I know this one works really well. So let's see. Let's do the complexity. And you can, like, this is literally how I do this. I'm like, okay, let's fuck with the complexity and the evolution, which usually means like what direction it's going in. So then I'll move the playhead and ramp up the complexity and mess with the evolution here. So as you can see, the background is sort of moving a bit. That's not moving as much as I would want it to. Let's try something else. So let's do a, what is the one I want to show you? Oh, what's it called when you have like a, it's like a little, it's called a mosaic. It's like a little mosaic. This one's kind of fun. Put this mosaic on it. Okay, so as you can see, it will break it up into like horizontal and vertical blocks. So I can have sort of like this weird 8-bit Elmo texture. Okay, and and then I can animate this, so I can say like my horizontal blocks, let's have it sort of devolve a bit into, let's say like 300 by, I don't know, 10 or something super weird like that. So now I have Elmo Friend, and Elmo Friend is like slowly pixelating itself. Maybe? It should be. Ah, there we go. I think I just started this keyframe a little later than the other ones. There we go. So as you can see, it starts to kind of like pixelate itself. End up with that. Okay, and then, you know, if you want to put the blend modes on it, I would definitely recommend that you do that. So now I kind of have this Elmo sort of like blends into my type. And then, you know, again, you can put, the cool thing about these layers is that, let's say I'm like, ooh, you know what would look good? This other thing I messed around with. So I'm going to copy this, and I can just paste it into my other composition. Pasting gets a little tricky sometimes. You want to just make sure you're not selected on any layer. Okay. And then, you know, with this one, maybe I'll just mess with the colors, make it a little different. Let's get some Elmo tones in there. And then again, I can like mess with this, the blend modes here. All right, so now I have like, and what I'm making right now looks like the stuff that I make. It's neon, it's weird, it's squiggly, it's icky. I just want to make it clear that I don't expect yours to look like mine. Yours is gonna look like your own. Okay, what questions do we have, or what would? Okay, this is an important one. We were gonna go over this next class, but I'll just give you a preview. So let's say you want to do a mask. Masking will only work on like pixel-based stuff. Okay, there's a way it'll work on other vectors, but we're just not gonna get into that. So what you can do is just make sure that you're selected on either the image or the video, and you can either draw or you can use a shape. Because what happens is when you're selected on something that's pixel-based, these two tools, they change. They have two things that they can do. You can draw shit with them, or you can make masks with them. When you're selected on something that's pixel-based, that's when you can make masks. So I'll just draw, I love a squiggle, so I'll just kind of draw on top of this. Okay, so that'll confine that to that mask, and guess what? You can do as many masks as you want.
And can you still go through and manipulate?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. So this is where, like, so when you start to combine all this stuff, and then if I go under masks, there's my 3 masks. So I'll just like animate one real quick. So I'll turn on my mask path. Which one is this? Oh, this is the pink one. And I'll just move a bit. And obviously it's like, it's messing with the scale. But let me just grab one of these. Okay, so now I have